You're not lazy, you're obedient. Every scroll, every binge, every "I'll start Monday." That's not you failing, that's you following orders. Here's what nobody tells you. The most controlled people on earth don't feel controlled, they feel comfortable. By the end of this video, you'll have a mental operating system that most people will never install. Not because it's hidden, because it requires something they're no longer capable of. Stick around. This gets ugly before it gets useful. You think rebellion is posting hot takes on Twitter, or quitting your job, or not following trends. Wrong. Real obedience isn't about what you do, it's about what you want. Your desires have been installed. Your goals? Pre-selected from a menu you didn't create. You want to be rich because algorithms showed you Lamborghinis at 14. You want a beach body because shame was planted before puberty hit. You're not chasing your dreams. You're chasing assigned targets and calling it ambition. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a want you chose and a want you absorbed. Dopamine fires the same. Motivation feels the same. So you chase, never questioning who set the direction. Before you set a goal, ask yourself this: would I still want this if nobody ever saw me achieve it? If the answer is no, that goal is a leash dressed as a finish line. Cut it. You've been trained to produce for witnesses. Think about it. You ate clean today. First instinct? Post it. You read a book, screenshot, or it didn't count. You're not living anymore. You're performing survival for strangers. And every time you do, you hand over a piece of your operating system, because now they decide if it mattered. Here's where it gets ugly. Your brain's reward system was built in tribes of 50 people. Approval meant safety. Now, you're seeking approval from 50,000 strangers whose faces you'll never see. Your nervous system can't tell the difference, so you stay hungry, forever chasing an enough that was designed to never arrive. That's not a flaw, that's a feature. For them, start doing things you'll never tell anyone about. Work out with your phone in another room. Build a skill in private. Create something and delete it. This rewires your brain to validate from the inside. It feels wrong at first. That discomfort? That's withdrawal from external control. Sit in it. I'm an anxious person. I'm not a morning person. I'm just not disciplined. These aren't observations. They're loyalty oaths to past behavior. Every time you repeat them, you tighten the bars. Your identity isn't protecting you. It's protecting your patterns. This is the part they hide. The brain craves consistency more than success. It would rather you stay a predictable failure than become an unstable winner. Why? Because change signals danger. Your subconscious doesn't care about your goals. It cares about keeping you recognizable to yourself. So it feeds you identity statements like malware, and you accept them like gospel. Replace identity with action windows. Not, I'm disciplined, but I'm running a discipline experiment this month. Not, I'm confident, but I'm testing confidence behaviors in this situation. This keeps your brain from resisting growth because you're not changing who you are. You're just running a trial. The mind that cannot be controlled is the mind that refuses a fixed self. Pay attention, because this is the switch. You are not a noun. You are a verb in progress. Anger feels like power. That's the scam. Every time you rage about politics, celebrities, trends, you're not fighting the system. You're feeding it your attention and calling it resistance. They don't need you to agree. They need you to engage. Your anger is their currency, and you're handing it out for free. Outrage floods your brain with norepinephrine and dopamine. You feel awake. You feel righteous. You feel alive. But here's the truth. That's the same cocktail as addiction. You're not passionate. You're chemically hooked on manufactured conflict. And every platform engineer knows it. Apply the 72-hour rule. If something enrages you online, Wait 72 hours before responding, sharing, or even thinking about it again. Most of the time, you'll forget it existed. That's how you know it never mattered. Real threats don't trend. They're boring. And that's how they slip past you while you're busy yelling at puppets. Predictability is the master key to control. If they know what you'll click, they own your attention. If they know what you'll buy, they own your money. If they know what triggers you, they own your emotions. You are a file, stored, analyzed, exploited, not by conspiracy, by math. Machine learning models have more data on your behavior than you do. They know when you're weak, when you're lonely, when you're one push notification away from a spiral, and they press those buttons relentlessly. You think you're browsing, you're being grazed. Become unpredictable on purpose, break your own patterns, change your wake-up time randomly, watch content you'd never watch, say no to things you usually say yes to just to prove you can. Every unpredictable action is noise in the system. Enough noise, you become untrackable, not invisible, illegible, and what they can't read, they can't control. Remember the hook? You're not lazy, you're obedient. But now you see the architecture, the installed desires, the validation addiction, the identity cage, the outrage leash, the prediction file. Knowing this still isn't enough, because the most dangerous prison is the one you understand, and stay inside anyway. The final mindset shift isn't information, it's this. You must become more uncomfortable staying the same than you are becoming unrecognizable. That's the price. Most won't pay it. They'll watch this, nod, and scroll. Same patterns, same puppet strings, new vocabulary. So here's the question. Are you going to use this, or just understand it? Because those are two very different people. One is still controlled, just more aware of it. The other is dangerous. Not to others, to every system that profits from their weakness. If you made it this far, you're not like most viewers. But attention isn't action, and knowing isn't becoming. Prove you're not just another algorithm-fed mind. Drop a comment with one pattern you're breaking this week, not for me, for the version of you that's watching, hoping you finally stop flinching. Next video exposes the one question psychologists use to detect if you're truly thinking for yourself, or just running someone else's software. Subscribe if you want access. Scroll away if you don't. Either way, you're choosing.